Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Bristol City 1, Leeds United 3, Bielsa is back, Pablo is back and Leeds are back for another go, and quite frankly this was very, very impressive stuff from Leeds. We saw them start like an absolute train last season and they look like they mean business. This season we know Bielsa, he's all about drilling, he's all about pattern of play, and most of these players now are in the second year and the machine was purring very, very nicely here at Ashton Gate, racing into a 3-0 lead before Weiman's consolation goal towards the end. Bristol City line up, having just sold Adam Webster for a whopping stonking £22 million. I'm sure they knew that was coming, and I'm sure we'll see someone come in before Thursday. So their Websterless lineup looks like this. Bentley in goal, making his debut. Hunt, Callas, who was here last season, just signed full-time. Moore, first time I've seen him, and De Silva across the back, another new signing, De Silva. So a bit of work to bed in the back four. De Silva again was here last season. No, Weiman off to the right of midfield. Brownhill, Pack central. Palmer starts down the left with O'Dowda in the 10 position. It's going to change midway through the first half. Jeju up top as the focal point for the Robins. Leeds, it's Bielsa, so it's a 4-1-4-1. Casilla in goal. Dallas in at right back. Don't know where Luke Ayling is. Someone tell me in the comments. Leeds fans, probably completely innocent. White on loan from Brighton in Pontus Jansson's position. Jansson off to Brentford in the summer. A debut for White. Cooper, the other centre-half. Barry Douglas missed loads of last season. He's at left back. Phillips is the deep line playmaker with Klitsch and Forshaw ahead of him. Pablo Hernandez, imperious, what a player. Off to the right, I think he's 35 now. Jack Harrison back for another year as well down the left. Patrick Bamford up front. No Kamar Roof. Rumours abound that he will be following Pontus Jansson out of the door. And on today's evidence, they don't need him. 4 minutes Leeds with all the ball here. Brownhill robs Phillips. White takes Palmer out here, 30 yards out. Palmer tries the free kick straight down Casilla's throat. And Casilla's sweeper tendencies on show straight away in this game. A few wagging fingers at Casilla towards the end of last season for his safaris out of goal, but that does not look like changing any time soon. On 6, Hernandez double nutmeg on O'Dowda. Look out for that in the GIFs. Completely brutal there. 14, Forshaw drops off. I like the rotation between Klitsch, Phillips and Forshaw. They took it in turns. They came back. They helped Phillips out. That's so difficult to track when it's done well in the midfield there. It goes right out to the left-hand side from Forshaw. The early crosses for Bamford. He gets in on the near post. Can't direct the ball anywhere near the goal. 15 given away by Bristol City, and Leeds press here. Forshaw through to Bamford. Edge of the box. Chance for Bamford. Slides it low and wide. Leeds just starting to tick, just getting going. The pressing starting to click, the passing starting to click. And we know from last season when both of those things worked in tandem, it was quite something to watch, wasn't it? De Silva, big diagonal here. Weiman charging in behind. Out comes crazy Casilla with a head-high kung fu kick. Good thing he got that right. Weiman follows it out to the right wing. Crosses in. Nothing doing with the follow-up in the box. Bristol City's best moments in the first half, either coming from Casey Palmer carrying the ball or quick transitions, particularly targeting the left back area of Leeds. In terms of actual build-up and playing through, not much from the Robins. Just wanted to mention, good start by White. Looked very composed. Big shoes to fill from Jansson, but look good today. Dallas, long range. That one goes out for a throw, not his finest. 22, Hernandez drifts into that lethal half position where he's halfway between the right wing and the kind of central midfield. position, drives forward, feeds Forshaw 18 yards out. Forshaw shoots, Callas blocks. There was a two-man overlap. I think both Dallas and Douglas ahead of Forshaw there if he could find the pass, which he couldn't. But on 26 minutes, Leeds United take the lead, and they relied on him so much last season, but he's still just the key guy. Hernandez gives Leeds the lead. They're getting big numbers forward here down the left-hand side. It's Douglas and Harrison combining, fed in to Forshaw. Hernandez has come in off the right. They've really got a crowd forward with the territory. Fed in to Hernandez, maybe a bit lucky with the first touch. He spins and on his weak left foot turns around, curls it from the edge of the box into the top corner. Beautiful finish. Lovely stuff from Hernandez. Leeds win 1-0, and Pablo picks off where he, I'll just say picks up where he left off last season, but just for those last games, he wasn't his miraculous self. He needs some help from time to time, but when he's on it, just such an impressive player. Hernandez on 30. Hunt plays the right channel, as I mentioned. Quick in transition in that area was a good outlet for Bristol City. Vyman chases in. He catches out Douglas, gets in behind. Early cross for Jeju. Can't quite get there. Hunt again slides it down that right-hand side. This time it's a nice break forward by Callas, who's come inside, charging forward into the box here. Nothing doing again. You can see Leeds managing to hold Bristol City at arm's length here. Fed in on 35 to Phillips in a defensive midfield position. Sublime early ball by him over into the fullback position. Here comes Hernandez. He's driving in behind, heads for the near post. A combination of De Silva and Bentley enough before he can cut that back to Bamford. Great ball by Phillips there early forward, and that was the thing today. The mix of passing from Leeds was also excellent. Good work again down the right for Bristol City. Cross finds its way out to Vyman on the edge, takes a touch. Really, it was a difficult one, but he had to hit this one first time. Tries to come in on his left foot, and that one gets blocked out. 41. O'Dowda, and I do apologise, I didn't see this change take place. O'Dowda's come out to the left-hand side. He seemed to start in the 10 position. Palmer a bit more effective there. Good wing play by him. Stands up Dallas really nicely here. Casilla comes, pats it away. Slid to Brownhill. Brownhill shoots low. Casilla gets down and saves. Best moment that for Bristol City. Again, it was about getting people in one-on-one positions early down the side. O'Dowda did well there. 42, Pack giveaway in the press. Again, lovely one round the corner from Klitsch. Carried forward into Forshaw. Edge of the box. Good sight of goal here. Needs to hit the target. Puts it just wide with his right foot. The chances fall in for Adam Forshaw today. Couldn't convert any of them. 45. Big overload again in the box for Leeds. Hernandez low diagonal pass slid to Harrison. He tries to cut it back for Forshaw. Just a little bit indecisive there. Poor choice of pass. Half time. Leeds, very impressive. That could have been 2 or 3 at half-time, judging by those chances. One for Bamford, one for Forshaw. 2 for Forshaw, really. One good one for Forshaw. Hernandez and Harrison both getting in behind as well into good positions. By about the sort of, 15, 20 minute mark, they got the mix of the pressing, the possession, the quick passing long and short behind, strangling Bristol City at times. They had some threat on the quick transitions, especially countering Leeds when men had come forward. But really, the pattern of play all flowing in Leeds' direction. Lovely to watch as a neutral as well. Second half starts. O'Dowda is now definitely out on the left, and Palmer in the 10 position. Sorry, don't know when that rejig happened. 46, a little splurge of yellow cards here. Pack takes the first one, pulls down Klitsch. Forshaw throws himself in on Palmer, yellow card. Palmer drives forward from the 8 position into the 10 position, slides it right to Vyman. Early low cross by him, and White, who we mentioned in the first half was playing well, gets that clearance in. Palmer looked a nuisance for Bristol City when carrying the ball today. Good player. We know he's been around in the Championship with Huddersfield. Didn't really work out at Blackburn, but I think he can have a good season this year for the Robins. I say that, but then he goes late in on Phillips and takes a yellow card. A minute later, and on 56 minutes, Leeds go 2-0 up. They double the lead. It's just beautiful football leading up to this goal. Starts with a lovely ball out by Phillips. I really like this pass. Wind it back if you've got it on DVR, because there's so many balls he could play in this position, and the composure to just, when you could just bung it down the line into the channel, play cautious and reshape. No, he does not do that. He plays a risky pass, diagonal inside, and that just opens up the whole pitch and the left hand side. Lovely deep line playmaker stuff from Phillips. They work it 2-3 passes out to the left. Douglas is now up on the overlap. He crosses in, it's cleared out. Phillips has made up the ground now, again composure, slides it out to Hernandez, who just mugs off his man completely. It's a touch, he knocks it round one side of him, runs the other into the box, stands up a lovely cross for Bamford on the near post. He's close in, it's a big high percentage chance, and Bamford sticks it in. Lovely stuff from Leeds to break out. Great from Phillips in the first instance. Hernandez with that killer instinct to, always looking at the key passes and the key take-ons. Hernandez is the master of those in this division last year. Metrics were off the chart for him. And Bamford, Leeds fans are a lot more enthusiastic for Bamford today than I think he was a bit of a scapegoat last season. All Bamford needs to do this season is do his pressing, score the high percentage chances, and he's done the job. Leeds didn't have a forward fit all season last year to do that, and he's going to be a real favourite there. If he can just make the big chances, he'll score a ton of goals given what they create. Good start today though, getting off the mark. 58 Harrison, long range of wide. Leeds are flying now, men against boys here in this period of the game. Klitsch forward into the box, cut back, fed to Forshaw. Another chance for Adam Forshaw. Drags this one with the right foot just low past the post. 60 Harrison and Forshaw 1-2. Harrison in behind into the box, accelerates away, blocked out, complete one-way traffic here. 62 Forshaw, lovely dummy by him as it's fed down the left hand side. Harrison away and gallops into the gap. Great pace by him. Low cross into Klitsch, good block Callas, and then another one from Hernandez. I think it was Taylor Moore with the second one. Lee Johnson reacts. Don't think he really knows what to do, because he just brings in kind of like for like swaps really. Eliasson comes in for O'Dowda. Eliasson goes over to the right. Patterson comes in for Palmer. He goes over to the left, and Vyman seems to go up top close to Jeju. Brownhill, free kick here, fancies this one, right footed into the side netting. I think a few of the Bristolians in the other stand thought that might have just crept in. And on 71, it's just so clinical from Leeds. They've lulled Bristol City in with Eliasson and Patterson. They've just moved forward 10 yards, and Leeds picked them off beautifully for the third goal here. Hernandez, he's in a deeper position here. He plays a 1-2, and it's just the perfect weight of pass. He just slides it in, so inviting for Dallas to come onto, and Dallas, boy, does he. I said Harrison a few minutes before accelerated away. Dallas, great run here, so direct. Everyone's thinking, who's he going to pass it to as the bodies pile forward, but he just keeps going down that line. He puts the cross in, cut back for Klitsch. He's arriving. His shot well blocked by Hunt. It goes loose. They've got the overload. They've got extra men forward in the box. One of those is Jack Harrison, making up the numbers, following it in, slams it in with the left foot. 3-0. They've picked them off beautifully after the double substitution. Bristol City chasing the game. It's just lovely, lovely football to watch. Such a flow to Leeds today. 3-0 on 71 minutes. 74, Eliasson, who was an absolute nuisance. He's going to have put himself in the frame for a start next game. His corner goes in. Jeju, right footer. Well wide there, can't control that from the corner. Difficult chance, it being said. 74, early one into the right channel. Bamford crosses this one, knocked back to Klitsch. It's got options again, tries this clever kind of chip curler type thing. Probably wouldn't have done that at 0-0, but tries it at 3-0, a bit wasteful. And that's his last action, because Helder Costa is going to come in. Strong Leeds bench here, featuring Alioski, Costa, Clark, etc., etc. Costa goes in down the right, Forshaw central. Hernandez is going to partner Forshaw, which did turn out to be a bit luxurious in centre midfield, let's just say. Those two. Harrison stays down the left. Eliasson stands Douglas up. Douglas looks a bit scared of Eliasson, actually. Clips it back post. Jeju blocked off there. And on 78, Bristol City get their goal. Can they make it a grandstand finish? Weimann picks it up. I mentioned Hernandez doesn't quite do the defensive work. It's all about getting him in attacking positions. Weimann goes past him a little bit easily into the box. Hits a bit of a speculative right footer, but there's a defender who blocking Casilla, gets around the outside of him down to Casilla's left and sneaks that one in on the near post. Bielsa reacts quickly to this problem Eliasson's giving Leeds down the left-hand side. So Alioski comes in for Douglas, just a bit of fresh legs and a bit more pace to match up Eliasson. Taylor comes in for Jeju up front. Taylor, very popular, I think. Is he a Bristolian? Let me know in the comments. Popular substitution. That one, Taylor, early shot from him. Phillips, mistimed tackle on Patterson. Gives away a dangerous free kick. You know what it can be like in the minutes after a goal goes in. However one-sided this game was. If they'd have got it back to 2, anything can happen. I was Aston Villa, Sheffield United, where Sheffield United dominated last year. And just get those couple of goals back, anything can happen. But Patterson puts the free kick over the top. Eliasson, dangerous again. Good cameo, as I said, from him on the right-hand side against Alioski. Crosses it in, up and over, I think, from Weimann. Weimann and Taylor both went for that with the defence. Couldn't quite tell who got the final head on it. Yellow for a Leeds staff member. Don't know who. Presumably some Spanish-speaking chap down there in the technical box takes a yellow. Leif Davis comes in for Jack Harrison. Bielsa really wants to shut down that left-hand side. Davis goes and plays left back. Alioski sits in front of him. Remember, Alioski is a winger, but basically played a whole season of football at left back last season covering. 87 yellow for Taylor. Casilla, a bit of a pantomime villain for those behind the goal with the restarts. He goes down injured. Leeds play out beautifully on 90 as 5 minutes stoppage time goes up. Ends with a bit of a tired, double effort from Dallas, but still forward from right back. It has to be said, me talking about tiredness here. And 92, De Silva puts this one into the mixer. Casilla comes and misses. Cooper goes down. I think Pat got up and won the ball. Ref looked a bit worried about a head injury there to Cooper, but he's okay. Thankfully, 95, Callis forward, long ranger. Deflects wide. Corner for Bristol City. Hunt glasses it wide. That is all she wrote. So, could have been a tough start for Leeds at Bristol City. Bristol City finishing 8th, I believe, last season. No mugs. Good side. Callis and De Silva, Bentley have improved their team. I know Webster's just gone out. So, on paper, difficult start and away game for Leeds, but they were really good. Really, really good stuff from Leeds. Took control of it in the first half. Hernandez getting that goal. As I mentioned, other chances in the first half. Bristol City's best moments from quick transitions and just trying to play on Douglas in the left-back position. That said, reasonable chance at the end of the half for Brownhill, but Leeds, frankly, deserved to be at least one up by half-time, so that may have been a bit tough. Impressive stuff. Leeds strangled it even more. Second goal from Bamford there. Hernandez, lovely assist. And just as I mentioned, when the double sub happened, Bristol City just stepped up and Leeds picked them off for the third goal. They're a bit disappointed with the conceding the goal and losing the clean sheet. Bit of a muggy one into the corner, but Weimann, positive play and gets the goal, and then Leeds see it out. 2-goal margin of victory, didn't flatter Leeds at all. Could have been more. Let's talk about Bristol City first before we finish on Leeds. Bristol City, I think they came up against a team in the second year of a plan who knew exactly what they were doing and were right into their groove from game one today. So I wouldn't be too worried if I was a Bristol City fan. I think there's going to be plenty worse teams, probably about 20 of them, or 20 or more teams worse than Leeds, who they're going to come up against in the Championship. And I suspect Bristol City will have a fairly decent season, although be interesting to see excuse me, what they do in respect of replacing Adam Webster. I expect a direct replacement and some of that whopping transfer fee to be spent. So watch this space, Bristol City. Leeds is just lovely to watch when they get it right. Two of the best performances I saw last season were Leeds at Villa and Leeds at home to Derby, where they just looked absolutely fantastic. When this system clicks right, it's pretty well unstoppable, because basically the opponents just can't get the ball, they can't get near. The pressing and the passing just suffocates teams. The question last year was the soft underbelly and the ability to finish off all the chances. So we'll see how that is. Leeds have not brought in a striker, and Kamar Roof may be on the way out. As I say, all a forward, and frankly, I'm talking about Patrick Bamford here, needs to do for Leeds is score the high percentage chances. They don't need to be bustling and creating and banging in 25-yarders. There's going to be chances created. They just need to knock those ones in exactly the same way Timu Pukki did this for Norwich last season. He got a load of chances and he took a very high percentage of them. So that's the game for Leeds. Casilla still... There's going to be moments where he's going to completely crap the bed and come out and miss for a goal against. Nice to see Douglas back. White, good start from him. Be churlish for Leeds fans to say they won't miss Janssen, because he was a good player for them. But White looks good. Phillips, Klitsch and Forshaw rotating beautifully in midfield, as we would expect. Harrison, ever the willing runner, follows his instructions, gets his goals, while Pablo does the magic on the other side. And Bamford, as I say, just score the big chances and you're going to score 20 goals in a season. The key for Leeds, no soft underbelly, no stupid collapses. The forward players need to finish the goals. They need to help Hernandez out. He can't bang one in from 20 yards and mug a defender off and get an assist every single game. But there's Costa and there's Clark as well. Alioski presumably can get in on the wing. If Leeds stay clear of injury, they rid that soft underbelly and self-destruct button, and they score their high percentage chance, they're going to get promoted. The stats say all of that, and they came so close last season, just that collapse in the playoff final. But all of those things really need to happen for Leeds to have the season, which they should and could and should really do in year 2 under Bielsa. Very impressive start though. Today, Bristol City fan, don't panic. Let me know what you think in the comments, especially regards how the team's going to go forward without Webster and a possible replacement there. I would expect a pickup. Get this one out of the way. Leeds fans, do you agree with me on what needs to be done to take it from a third place playoff semi-final failure last year to a promotion this year? Certainly an impressive start today. Follow me on Twitter, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for regular championship stuff. I'm in the midst of 4 games in one weekend. I'll be at Huddersfield Derby tomorrow. Already reviews up of my team, Ipswich at Burton yesterday, and a cracker at Luton on Friday night. This season I've started up a Patreon, so if you enjoy my content, don't make a great deal of cash back on the YouTube ad rev. I'd love to have thousands and thousands of subscribers and not do the Patreon, but just while that's building up, if you enjoy it, I do it for free, spend a load of money on fuel and tickets. I don't have press accreditation, so big labour of love. If you enjoy what I do, you enjoy my passion, you can see that I'm just a football fan going and enjoying football and trying to report back on what I see, then go and help me out on Patreon, the equivalent of buying me a pint each month. It's $5 there. You'll get your name at the end of all the videos, and you'll be at the head of the queue for the Q&As, and we'll be coming to you for content. And just help a bro out, hey. Sales pitch over. I've really enjoyed watching Leeds today. Bristol City 1, Leeds United 3. Over and out. See you tomorrow at Huddersfield.